Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Today is December the 15th, 2017. Let's talk about this weekend's game between the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the New England Patriots. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Let me just say, my advice to hardcore gamblers is to stay on the sideline. Make no mistake, in my opinion, the New England Patriots are the superior team. In my opinion, Tom Brady owns the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Brady's record against the Steelers as a starting quarterback is 10-2, right? 10-2. His record in the playoffs, right? 3-0, right? Of the 10-2, he's 7-2 against the Steelers in the regular season. The reason for my hesitation in just picking the Patriots outright against the Steelers in this game is because of Bill Belichick's strategy, right? Belichick is a guy who, in my opinion, when he faces a team late in the season who he knows he's going to face in the playoffs, has his team play a Plan B game. It's not that they don't want to win the game. It's just that should these two teams then meet in the playoffs, Belichick can unveil his Plan A game with different bells and whistles, with different challenges for the opponent. So the Patriots, who really don't need this game, and we'll discuss that, right? The Patriots, in my opinion, aren't going to be showing their very best against the Steelers. They'll try to win the game with one hand tied behind their back. Let's go back to last October 23rd, 2016. The New England Patriots are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Tom Brady, curiously, only throws the ball 26 times in that game. Now, by the way, Patriots win that game 27-16. But understand, Brady only throws for 222 yards in that game. Right? Think about it. Tom completed 73% of his passes, but yet didn't throw the ball that much. Isn't that a bit curious? Well, of course, if we go back to January the 22nd, 2017, the last time these teams played, right? That was the playoff game that took place in New England. Tom Brady comes out and throws 42 passes, right? 16 more passes than he did on October the 23rd. The net result is that Brady passed for not 222 yards, but 384 yards with 3 touchdowns, right? Completing 76.19% of his passes, right? My point to you is simply, Tom Brady and Belichick are going to come out, and even the things that work, like the passing game, Brady might only throw the ball 22 times. Right? Understand, too. Right now, the Patriots are in second place in terms of home field advantage. I don't believe the Patriots, who've played better on the road this season, statistically, than they have at home, I don't believe the Patriots care where the AFC Championship game is, because I think they realize they can beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, right? By the way, Brady again, 3-0 in the playoffs against Pittsburgh. 2 of those 3 games were played in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's an opponent that the Patriots want to play in the playoffs. Now, where it gets dicey is I'm sure New England wants to at least be one of the top 2 seeds, right? if they're not the top seed, they at least want to be the second seed so they could get the bye. So they could get that first game played at home after the bye. Well, the team behind them in the standings are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right? Let me just add, if you don't have a futures play on the Jaguars in general, just as a hedge, you need to consider it here. But let me just, you're getting 18-1 as I make this video. But let me just say this. The Jaguars play their last home game this week against the Houston Texans. That's a game they should win, right? Houston's banged up. But after that, they go on the road, and they play games that are deceptively tough, right? They then play on the road Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. Folks, Garoppolo is better than advertised, right? That Niner team with Garoppolo looks different. They're playing for pride. I don't think the Niners are that interested in getting a higher pick. They have their quarterback right now. They're now trying to win games. That's going to be a tough game for a team traveling across country. Then, of course, the last week of the season, Jacksonville plays their nemesis, the Tennessee Titans, in what could be a battle for the division. Now, let's think this through. If Jacksonville stumbles once, the Patriots could even lose this game against Pittsburgh, win the rest of their games, and be the 2 seed. Right? I believe the Patriots know that they don't need this game to be the 2 seed, because the odds of Jacksonville beating San Francisco on the West Coast on the road and then coming back and beating Tennessee in Tennessee are slim. Right? So here's what I think is going to happen. And make no mistake, if these two teams play each other in the playoffs, I'm taking the Patriots. Right? But here's what I think is going to happen. Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Mike Tomlin, for them this is a referential game. It's a very important game. This is a game to show their fans that they can hang with the big boys. They can hang with, you know, the Patriots, who are the defending champs. So they're going to come out and they're going to give it whatever they have. They're going to go all out to win this game. By contrast, Belichick and Brady are going to come out, and Belichick is going to privately tell Brady. The two guys know this. This is how they work. We're going to save parts of our strategy for the playoffs. In other words, don't come to me demanding to throw the ball more than, 26 times, even if you're completing 73% of your passes, right? Because we don't want this Pittsburgh team to know all the facets of our passing attack. In other words, we're going to leave a little bit of our game in the locker room. We're not going to show up with all the cards in our deck. We're going to leave some of the key cards in the locker room, so that if we play these guys again in the playoffs, we can then come out and we can show them something new. Right? So I believe it's a mistake to look at this team, to look at the Steelers, and to try to act as if both of these teams are going to give 100% to win this game. People who follow Belichick know that Belichick always has wrinkles in the postseason. There are always things that the Patriots put in their postseason attack that they don't show in the regular season. Right? As I've said earlier in this video, The Patriots statistically this season are better on the road than they are at home. The Patriots privately know they can beat the Steelers in the playoffs in Pittsburgh. Again, they've already done it twice. Right? So, just as a standalone game, I'm staying away from this one. Right? I'm not saying New England can't win it. New England won the game in Pittsburgh last year by 11 points. As I said, I consider New England to be the better team. But this is like fighting Ali, where Ali decides, hey, I'm not going to throw my jab in this fight. I'm going to wait for the rematch before I start throwing my jab. Right? That's the Belichick strategy. Let me go one step further. And I heard this theory from Adam Shine on his show, and I agree with him 100%. Right? If the Steelers win this game, it doesn't mean much. In other words, the Steelers get the 1 seed, good for them. They'll still have to face the Patriots sometime down the road in the playoffs. And of course, the Patriot team that they face are going to have all kinds of wrinkles that the Steelers will not see in this game. Right? But understand, if the Patriots win this game, the AFC is over. Right? The Patriots end up with the 1 seed. The Steelers will realize that they can't even beat the Patriots in their own house. How are they going to go to the Patriots' place and expect to have a different outcome? Understand, too, the Steelers have some problems. Ryan Shazier's a hell of a player. He's on IR. Right? Le'Veon Bell is one of my favorite backs. I love his running style. He's averaging around 4 yards a carry. The Steeler run game has not been exceptional. Right? The Steelers in some big games at home have given up a lot of points. Their defense does not look inspired. I would argue that even though the Patriots started the season looking pretty bad on defense, I would argue that right now the Patriot defense is better than the Steeler defense. I would argue that the Patriot offense is better than the Steeler offense. Let me say this too. Too much of the Steeler offense goes through Antonio Brown. Right? Antonio Brown has single-handedly saved the Steelers in some games, making big catches late in games when the Steelers needed to move the chains. Antonio Brown might do well in this regular season game. For me, it's a foregone conclusion that his numbers are going to drop dramatically should these teams face each other in the playoffs. Right? That's what Bill Belichick does to your best player in the playoffs. Right? So, if you're fooling around with futures, just know, I think the Patriots have a much better chance of representing the AFC in the Super Bowl than I do the Pittsburgh Steelers. But of course, everything I say here is subject to the health of the teams. Right? This analysis assumes that you're going to have the best quarterback in the AFC, Tom Brady, for the entire playoff run. Right? If Tom Brady goes down, and he's been hurt earlier in his career, you might remember the Matt Castle year, right? Then all bets are off. Right? Understand, Brady's simply too valuable for the Patriots to lose and bounce back from. Right? So, my analysis here assumes that everyone's healthy. Understand, that's not the way football works. You're going to have key players getting hurt from this point forward. Right? It's late in the season. Guys are tired. Some guys are out there with nagging injuries that they're trying to play through that they won't be able to play through. So pay close attention to the injuries. The point I'm making in this video is that if these two teams stay relatively healthy, I'm expecting the New England Patriots to go further in the playoffs than the Pittsburgh Steelers, regardless of who wins this game in Pittsburgh this weekend. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.